Hello, good day. I am your professor, Dr. Ligardo R. Palaca Jr. of this course in Educational Organizational Development. So, organizational development is a field that has been studied for so long. So, in fact, when I took my doctoral, the uh, the name of the course was simply organizational development. So later on, like 5 years back, it was changed to a more specific um, field, which is educational organizational development. So you have to understand that educational institution or educational organization is different from the rest of the organizations in the business because of the complex setup of education. So I'll be discussing the latest integrative model of organizational behavior. So this is a combination of the different models of organizational behavior. So at the end of the session, I'll be providing questions for you to answer and to test the level of knowledge about the topic. So first, let us define what an organizational culture is. So, organizational culture includes an organization's expectations, experiences, philosophy, as well as the values that guide member behavior and is expressed in members' self-image, inner workings, interactions with the outside world, and the future expectations. So culture is based on attitudes, beliefs, customs, written and unwritten rules that have been developed over time and are considered valid, thus acceptable. So it also includes the organization's vision, values, norms, systems, symbols, language, assumptions, beliefs, and habits. Simply stated, an organizational culture is the way things are done around here. Na? So how we do things. That is the organizational culture. Okay, so what is being presented in your screen are the four types of organizational culture. And this is from the research of Robert E. Keane and Kim S. Cameron of the University of Michigan. So they investigated on what are the qualities that make businesses effective, and based on it, they were able to group the organizations into four types. Okay, so the first is, but by the way, so what are the basis for the grouping is how the organization addresses certain factors like internal focus and integration versus external focus and differentiation. So we refer here to the what is the internal goal of the organization as reflected in their VMG or the vision, mission, and goals, and how they are integrated or incorporated in their operation versus external factors and differentiation like government policies, government legislation, uh, the market, the culture of people, and also other factors like competing companies. And then the other one is the flexibility and discretion versus stability and control. Okay, so it refers to how the company addresses possible changes and development in the organization. uh, is this organization willing to change, or would it remain uh, following the concept of or the practice of what is being proven as effective, or is the company willing to risk stability and control of the company in order to address possible change and development. So let's try to look into the types of organizational culture and its examples. So first is the clan culture. So clan, when we say a clan, it's a group of people, but it's more or less blood related. So there is this high level of relationship. So Clan culture emphasizes collaboration across teams and horizontal in structure. So if I say horizontal, no, so meaning it's not vertical, decision making is not solely possessed by one person or group of people, but it is composed of set up like a clan. No? So in a clan, yeah, like for instance, my Palaka clan. So there are groupings of Palakas all over the Philippines and all over the world. So if we would, connect it to an organization, so meaning there are groupings. Now there are groupings. And then what is being emphasized here is collaboration. So meaning each group has its own specific function. And if one would not function properly, it affects the organization in general. Then the second one is adhocracy culture. Adhocracy. So it refers to it is an organization that allows individual to share ideas and encourages the company to take risks. So going back on how an organization would address possible change and development because of certain internal and external factors. So if a company is, known for its adhocracy culture, then it would take risks. Now, like for instance, uh, it would, you know, take into consideration like how to gain an increase in market share. So they're willing to take risks by trying some ideas. So that's the adhocracy culture. So the third is the market culture that focuses on financial success and how each employee contributes to revenue. So it's more of a profit-oriented organization. So there are schools who are known for this image. So they are we like it or not, here in the Philippines, there are schools which are given already ultimatum by CHED now because of its mass production of graduates, not looking into the quality of education as imbibed sa mga graduates now. So yes, so that's market culture. So employees are motivated by company to contribute a larger revenue for better financial success. Then the fourth one is the hierarchy culture, which emphasizes career paths and provides clear managerial processes. That's a hierarchy that is very common here in the Philippines and even outside the country. Uh, More or less, it's similar to a bureaucratic culture. An organization is has its structure, and each employee has the potential to uh, to step up with regards to the hierarchy because there is a clear direction. There is this career pathing. Okay, so a good example here of a hierarchical culture is the deep ed, now the Department of Education. So in deep ed, there's what we call the vertical and the horizontal career pathing. So uh, the the vertical pathing refers to um, a teacher being promoted to a higher position in line with being a teacher. Like, what's the basic function of a teacher? Of course, teaching. So from teacher one to master teacher one, or to master teacher, or to academic higher positions like academic supervisors. Uh, then the horizontal one is from teaching to management, like from a teacher to a principal. There is a career path in depth ed because our positions are being classified now. So from teacher one to teacher three, and there is this coming new career pathing from teacher 1 to teacher 7, then master teacher 1 to master teacher 5. So I hope with regards to the administration, now the administrative positions will also be reclassified, from principal to 1 to a more higher position, more than principal 5 because how could you imagine now I have a salary grade of 19, so that is principal 1, and then I'll be managing a master teacher 5 with a salary grade of 20 to 123 now, so yeah, something like that, 23 or 22. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's try to look into which types of learning culture suit your business the best or suit your school the best. No? So since our course is more specific on educational organizational development, so let's try to look into the type of learning culture that is most appropriate to your school. So let us first define what is e-learning culture. So a learning culture is a factor related to the working environment which encourages staff members to understand the values, practices, skill sets, and conventions of the company in order to serve the work. Now, so in general, this refers to the vision, mission, and goals of the company. Now, so every company has its VMG. Now, it's actually the summary of the goals, the targets, the expectations, the expected behavior of each member of the company so that the company or the organization would be able to attain its purpose. Okay, so the learning culture is important because it enables your employees to gain knowledge and abilities needed for the growth of the company through training sessions, practical experiences, and professional consultations. With a working environment that focuses on learning culture, employees receive great chances to be promoted and to develop themselves. So this is really very important because when an organization or when a school has its clear description, target, and what we call pathing, then and it's part really of the culture, then every employee has a great chance to be promoted. Why? Kasi andun na, package na yun eh. Nakalatag na doon sa organisasyon sa organization, nilatag ng organization kung ano ang ini-expect niya sa kaniyang mga empleyado with regards to the knowledge, abilities, and skills to be developed, as well as the training and the necessary experiences in the professional growth para ma-attain ng isang employee ang in-expect niya na promotion. So it's like in DepEd, no? Or other educational institutions, meron tayong definite career pathing. So andun na yun eh. Identified na. Described na siya. So ang gagawin lang ng empleyado is to be able to put on each expected na factor na malagyan niya ng puntos yun. Kasi yun yung kailangan eh. No, so hindi I will not believe if the employee would say I don't know where to go because I don't know the direction of this company. Na? So every company has its own specific direction. So dapat alam mo yon, it's your responsibility, not just the responsibility of the human resources department. Okay, so let's try to answer this question. Why business needs learning culture? So there are two major answers here. First is good types of learning culture help to empower employees and strengthen trust. So we have to highlight these two important variables here. Empower employees and strengthen trust. So ito yung bagong mantra ng mga organization ngayon. Na? So for an organization to be able to attain its vision, mission, and goals, so dapat may tinatawag tayong empowered employees and employee na may trust sa kanyang company. Na? Because if these two are not present, expect that there would be high turnover of employees. No, companies would be spending money hiring and rehiring, looking for new employees to replace those who would resign because there is a high turnover of employees. Maraming nagre-resign o magre-resign because hindi empowered ang mga empleyado at hindi walang excuse me, walang trust nafe-feel nila na walang trust yung company or organization sa kanila. Na? So, a good type of learning culture provides employees with the opportunities to develop and promote themselves. So it means that you are providing them with the foundation for their personal development and training for work. Now, so it is very important that you are not just providing them the necessary training to develop and further advance their skills, but also for their personal development. So, familiar tayo ngayon sa ano, tinatawag nating mental health, no, self-love. So, companies must engage um, well-qualified employees to come up with good initiatives, helping them to improve product or quality or improve services and to improve or to develop the company's reputation. Concurrently, when given a chance for development, surely employees may want to stick with the company, which actually helps to solve resources because if there is a high turnover of employees, so hiring actually is very expensive because it involves training this newly hired. And then Number 2 is good types of learning culture help to increase innovation among employees. Yes. So a good example here is yeah, every success starts with failure. So like Soichiro Honda, the founder of Honda Motor Company Limited, said, "Success is 99% failure." It is of good importance that your company offers the employees an environment to learn from your mistakes. And actually this enables top members to be self-empowered and to grow, especially in the competitive working environment. Also, mistakes are unavoidable, and company that champions a positive learning culture provides the opportunity to correct the mistakes, na? And not simply fire the employee because of commission of a mistake, but rather provide opportunity for that employee to learn from that mistakes and to grow out of that experience. Okay, so what are the types of learning culture that best matches your business? So first is the culture of compliance training. Now, so we have to highlight the uh, the word here, compliance training. So meaning that is a training that is a must, okay, for the employees. Why? Because this is a must-have. The must-have process in the training, the learning and development program of any company. Na? So, hindi pwedeng hindi mag-train ang isang empleyado kasi ito ay yung mga training program, specific trainings na that is true to all. Okay, so the culture exists to help employees understand the company's core values, policies, and laws to maintain a healthy working environment. Now, so first and foremost, before the employee would start working in the company, hindi siya pwedeng diretso siya mag-work. Dapat there should be an extensive training with regards to the company's core values, policies, and laws. No, in order to maintain a healthy working environment. And a healthy working environment also includes the health of every employee. So dapat hindi ma-culture shock si employee kasi alam na niya yung core values niya ng company. Alam niya yung policies na kailangan niyang sundin. Alam niya yung mga batas ng company. So hindi hindi puwedeng ilagay diretso, hindi puwedeng isalang diretso si empleyado na hindi niya alam yung patutunguhan ng company 'no. Kasi kung gano'n hindi din niya alam ang kaniyang patutunguhan. So, it is a must because we have to understand that every employee is the extension of the image of the company, 'no. Every employee is of equal importance because it serves as it's mirroring, eh. No, it's mirroring. No, so Thus, it has become the culture of some companies and organizations to really to provide uh, extensive training on the orientation of the employees. Another important training, for example, because of the law that governs um, the implementation of a highly defined uh, sexual harassment or harassment policies, anti-sexual harassment policies in company, or the law on the anti-vowsy law, or the policy on the conduct of gender and development programs in companies, not just in schools. Now, for example, companies are now required to provide training on courses on the prevention of sexual harassment in order to ensure safety within the working environment, as well as to protect their employees. Training also about mental health, training about how to promote good working relationships are essential training program that every employee must take, and not just consider, but must take. Okay. Okay. The second is the culture of necessary training. The first is compliance training. The second one is the necessary training. So this type of training culture focuses on providing employees with the necessary tools and skills needed for work. You can see this training type at the beginning of the work, such as the onboarding progress, new product or project launch, or even the recruitment. It may consist of training sessions, workshops, and seminars that provide useful knowledge that can be directly applied to the working process. So, what is the difference between the compliance training and the necessary training? So, the compliance training is more on preparing the employees to understand the VMG of the organization, as well as providing them with training that would help them cope up with the demands of their new working environment or new positions. And the culture of necessary training refers to the necessary trainings with regards to how the employees specifically function his or her job now as a newly hired. Now, so it means training that would develop skills, or training that would develop the manipulation of the important tools na hindi maiwasang gamitin ng empleyado, na? So when a company provides training for skills development and tools utilization, so ma-minimize yung losses kasi highly defined, hindi lang identified, highly defined, and there is this what we call actual na practice. So, for instance, if the employee hired is in the front is in the front line, no? So sa front office siya. So PR siya. So dapat may training siya na like 1 or 2 weeks training bago siya isa lang doon sa front line. Kasi very important yung task niya kasi siya yung magwi-welcome ng mga empleyado. So kung hindi alam ng empleyado yung kanyang gagawin according to the standards of the company, so pwedeng maka-contribute ng massive losses kasi hindi na entertain properly si client. What if the client is a potential investor? Okay? So, yung mga training sessions, workshop, and seminars are very important to develop further knowledge and to develop enhance the skills of the employees. Okay, so the third one is the culture of learning. So continuous learning, I'm referring to the continuous learning. So the culture of learning is based on the specific goals of the company. It focuses on building employee skills through programs and initiatives. Then the training programs are tightly attached to the vision and value of the company. Besides, with the provided learning materials, employees need to be active in researching and learn more outside what has been offered. So this is the culture of learning and relearning. So when an employee is already hired, learning never stops. From attending after attending the orientation program, after attending the skills enhancement or skills development program, but the company continues to provide opportunities for growth, not just on the not just in the promotion of the well-being of the employees with regards to the mental health, with regards to the protection of women, with regards to overall welfare of the employees, but also in enhancing the skills of the employees by sending them to seminars. So there is this in-house seminars and trainings to be sponsored by the HR department. But if it's necessary, then there should be exposure to national conventions, national workshops, national seminars, uh, and international seminars, international conventions. Now, then there is this incorporation of research. Now, so it is very important. Now, so research is not just in school, but it must be incorporated in every organization, in every institution, because researching would look into what really are the actual needs of the employees, what are really the specific pertinent needs of the employees, because it is possible that what is being thought or being considered by the HR or the manager are not really the actual needs of the employees. So these three here are the uh, are the ways to develop a positive learning culture in an organization or in income. Okay, so I almost forgot. So there is this fourth way on how to develop a positive culture, positive working environment in an organization. The fourth one is the culture of continuous learning. So this is not like a type of learning culture, but as a part of employees' work. So after every working experience, you will learn a lesson. So from the work, you can reflect on the experience, then adjust to develop for better working results in the future. With this type of learning culture, the manager plays an important role in providing space and encouragement for employees. The employees, as a consequence, take this chance to assess, all the resources which are useful for their work. So the culture of continuous learning is not more on the side of the management or of the owner of of the institution or of the business, but it's more of the responsibility of each employee for continuous learning. Now, so it refers to the personal intention of an employee to learn from each day of his or her work. So there is this reflective um, mechanism being you know imposed or being part of the operation. No? So, yung empleyado mismo yung mag-assess sa sarili niya kung ano yung kailangan niyang improve, kung ano yung kailangan niyang i-develop because this is how he experienced. No? So, um, binibigyan ng opportunity ng chance. It's part of the program, it's part of the package. Like every week there is this reflection time, like every Friday 3 to 4 or 3 to 3:30, so mga ganun, no? So this is also an opportunity for the employees to vent their frustration sa work nila, against sa katrabaho nila, against sa management, but it's more of an internal program uh, being encouraged by the manager or by the supervisors of that area na dapat ang empleyado mismo yung mag-assess kung saan siya nagkulang at kung saan siya pwede pang mag-improve. Okay? So before I will end this talk. So I'll give you advice or advices on how to choose a suitable type of learning culture. So as school leaders, as school administrators, it is important that you need to understand your company or your school. What is the image that you would like to portray? What is the culture that you would like to develop as an as an organization of learning and what kind of students you would like to produce. So it is very important that our teachers and the non-teaching staff would be provided with the necessary training so that a positive image will be developed as well as we'll be able to attain the vision mission goals of our institution. So second is there should be an encouragement within the company. Now, so in school, you have your principals. If you're the principal, you have your supervisor. There are subordinates. There are master teachers. In other words, there is an hierarchy of the position, and you should look into what is really the need of every group of people in the organization, like the teachers, and you should develop a culture of encouragement. Yeah? So you just imagine you are working in an extremely passive working environment. What would you feel? You probably feel dull and have no motivation to try your best. Therefore, a positive working environment is necessary for the development of any staff and eventually the company. So, when you're assigned to handle training for your co-employees, for your co-teachers, so make sure that the training should be social and fun. There is a high involvement of the participants. No one is interested in such a boring training session with many theories. So, matod pa nila, no, as saying, um, all work without play will make an employee dull. So in fact, a change of transferring method can be a good solution. So a transferring method. So this may include use of some digital factors such as animation for your training now. So there's something wrong with the traditional training, like there is a facilitator, there's a speaker, but make it sure that you involve your participants. Make it sure that you use the modern technology and to make the training joyful, enjoyable, and would make the participants look forward for another training session. Okay, so this is Doc Lee, your professor in this course, uh, Educational Organizational Development. So have a good day.